Mic check. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Mic check. Mwah. There have been probably some of the worst decisions made when it comes to cars in like the last 20 years. I can give you a few examples. When Dodge got rid of the Caliber SRT4 and decided to turn that into the Dodge Dart, that was a disaster. When you look at cars that have come out in recent years where they decided to get rid of the big V8 love, AMG, I'm looking at you, man. The E63 was supposed to be a V8 forever, and now it's some turbocharged 4-cylinder or V6 or whatever the hell it is, and it's dumb. Every once in a while, car manufacturers come out with really bad moves. And some of the most controversial decisions have always come from Tesla in the last couple of years. Now, Tesla has had a pretty good run of cars. Whether you want to admit it or not, when you go to California, a Tesla is kind of like the California Camry. They are quite literally everywhere. So there's something good to be said about them in a state where it's always 77 degrees, there's 5 billion people, and there's a Tesla charger station every 13 miles. Up here in Wisconsin, there's not, and it's 20 degrees outside, and I just don't want to deal with that. I came across an article though, which is kind of funny, and it talks a little bit about Tesla and their recent Cybertruck debacle, because apparently it's getting worse before it's getting any better. So I'm AlexMartini with 2 underscores on Instagram. Welcome to my channel where we talk about cars, we ask random people car questions, and we sometimes build cars. So if that kind of sounds like your martini, well, don't forget to subscribe. That is a tagline, and it probably stinks. Let me talk to you about my history with Tesla. I've spent some time testing out some of their performance models. I've had a chance to drive the Model 3, the Model S, the Plaid, all that sort of good stuff. And it's always kind of felt fun because it is kind of like a wow factor. It feels much different than any other sort of car, but at the same time, it feels just like that. A flashy car, kind of a little fun, but it doesn't have a whole lot of soul, mostly because it's quiet and it's just boring. It's very sterile. I felt like I was in a hospital, and so I've never really gotten into liking Teslas all that much. And when they released the news of the Cybertruck, which I want to say was 4 years ago almost now, it was kind of a joke. Like, it was a running gag in the automotive community and even with my truck friends that looked at this thing and were wondering how in the hell did Elon Musk get a hold of that 4th grade sketch that they had in art class when they wanted to build trucks too. And it still looks the same. Like, it still looks like, I don't know what it is about it. I just don't like the look. I don't care how progressive the design is. I think it's just very poorly designed. Anyway, let's talk about the Cybertruck release. So Elon Musk just came out with something where he wanted to tell investors about how things were going, specifically with the company's 3rd quarter earnings. And he pretty much told them that it's an amazing product, but there will be enormous challenges in reaching volume production with the Cybertruck and in making the Cybertruck cash flow positive. If you didn't know, the Cybertruck is a very expensive vehicle, and it hasn't been received very well by pretty much anyone that's been able to get their hands on it. Outside of the typical fanfare of it being an electric vehicle Tesla, which has Tesla people stoked, pretty much once you step out of that core group, people are kind of confused. Apparently, the windows can break with a bowling ball from 4 years ago. And of course, Ford already came out with its EV equivalent on the F-150, which actually wasn't that bad. You even have Rivian coming out with the R1T. Why am I talking about electric vehicles on this thing? Because it's a common thing that's continuing to grow. You are seeing more of this type of car or truck come into the audience, but it's just kind of funny because Elon seems to be having a tough time making a truck. Anyway, so the real kicker here is this. Elon Musk went out to say that making trucks and money is hard. Making prototypes, which is what Tesla has been doing with the truck for years now, is easy, Musk says. Making the production version for sale to customers is quote unquote 10,000% harder. You don't say! But he insists because the truck is so radical and special that it will still be successful. The body panels are made of stainless steel. Apparently that's hard to work with. The flat expanses of bodywork are unforgiving when it comes to gaps, fit, and fit. It's almost as if other car companies have gone through this problem before and have decided to not do things that way for very particular reasons. And this is the perfect example of where Tesla's done a really good job with making EVs from a technology standpoint, but when it comes to making the car or truck portion of it, they just need help. Like, they just need to partner with somebody. It'll just make it a little bit easier. So now we have this really weird scenario because we've talked about this in the past, and this is like my problem with these sort of releases. Companies like Tesla and even Nissan and even Toyota have Apple-ified the buying and releasing of new vehicles. They have taken this concept, which is, hey, we made a thing, here it is, buy it, to now it's, hey, we're going to tease at this thing, we're gonna get your money at the beginning, like a pre-order, then we're going to start actually making it, depending on if you like it, then we're gonna start making it, we're gonna tease at it for years, and then we're gonna give you this completely unrealistic price on the car to drive more hype, and then we're not gonna do any of it. We're gonna make you wait probably 5 years, 6 years after you deposited money, and we're gonna spend that money making a new production plant for the Model 3 in hopes that we get the Cybertruck released in time, in hopes that the market is still good in time. They're writing out checks that their mouths can't cash. And it's happening a lot. It really is happening a lot. Tesla's doing it. A lot of companies are doing it. Ferrari's done it since the dawn of time. But the difference is Ferrari is Ferrari. They're making like 12 cars in total for the whole goddamn year. So it's not that much of a risk. When you have a down payment on a brand new vehicle that's $100 or $250, you got 1 million people that invested into your truck, and you're 5 years later and you still don't have anything to show for it. I think that's kind of fucked up. That's what I think. I think that that's stupid. And you may not agree with me, but I think that shit's gotta stop. It's like the Elon effect of sorts, where it's just this thing where now releasing cars has become a marketing stunt. It's now about, it's like the drama of the release to drive further attention to the release. Just make a good truck, or partner with Ford and have Ford help you make a truck. I just don't understand how this continues to be a thing with so many car companies, because guess what, Chief? The market is going down. There is not as many people that want to buy brand new cars as there were 2 years ago. And what's gonna happen is these car manufacturers are gonna pretend as if that doesn't exist. They're gonna keep trying to hype up demand on super limited releases to try and get you to put money down on cars that you shouldn't buy because they need money to make the Cybertruck. It looks like I could go pay an 11-year-old to draw a truck and it would come out with this thing. Could you imagine cleaning stainless steel? I want you to just think about that for a second. You think it's hard enough to wash your car every once in a while. I want you to imagine being out there with barkeeper's friend as you're trying to keep the side of your truck that's stainless steel clean. And they have pictures out here, which I love. My favorite part is like they're out in a campsite. They got their Yeti cooler out there. They've got the pull-out grill. They got the little camper thing and some tools and tricks and things. You wanna know what else had that? The Pontiac Aztek. Equally functional, equally ugly, still failed, okay? You wanna put the Pontiac Aztek next to the Tesla Cybertruck and tell me that those two are that far apart? I'll tell you what, I don't think they are. And I don't think there's anything that wrong with the old Tesla Cybertruck outside of the fact that it doesn't exist yet. This goes past the Cybertruck, by the way, in case you're wondering. I already talked about how it's this whole like hype up demand thing, but it's the promising a low price when that shit's just not gonna exist. It's not making it any good at the beginning and still trying to figure out how to make it good while convincing people it's perfect. I just don't like that kind of stuff. I just don't. Like that's why I've always enjoyed Porsche. It's why I've always enjoyed Acura and Honda. It's why I've always enjoyed Nissan up until the Z, which is, hey, we're just gonna make dope shit. You're gonna like it, we're gonna market it well, and we're gonna show you before you buy it that it's good. Stop taking money from people before you have something worth buying, and you'd be just fine. You guys let me know what you think about the Cybertruck getting delayed another couple, probably 3 years, because let's be honest, I'm pretty sure that like Tesla had, what was why did I type in Tyler the Creator? Tesla Roadster. Yeah, that just goes into a whole nother thing. I know somebody that has had a reservation on a Tesla Roadster since like 2016. Still not made, still not available, still can't get it. But If you ask this person if they're excited for their Tesla Roadster, they will not stop talking about it because it is the fastest car in the world. It's got the best 0 to 60 top mileage. It is the future of sports cars. Just give it 4 to 7 more years of baking before you actually get it, because it's not here yet. But hey, bro, just wait. Once my project is done, it's gonna walk your car's ass. Once my build is done, dude, it's gonna be so good, man. It's gonna be so much faster than your car. Okay, Cybertruck, the official car of forums of people for future car builds.